All right, then what are you here for? What do you want?
Nothing too painful. As a matter of fact, you might even enjoy it.
What is? Come on, tell me.
I want to file a paternity suit against Vaughn Sumner, and I want your legal services, free of charge. What?
And a very good afternoon right back to you, Tina. Hey, tell me, what do you think? Are all college dorms like this one? I mean, there's a guy passed out
Look,
in
Dan,
the lobby
I don't want to
down.
hear it. Not any of it. I just want to know what your decision is concerning this paternity suit.
Tina, do you have to always be so confrontational, huh? I mean, in the real world, see, opponents usually, circle each other a little bit before the first blow is struck.
This is the real world, Dan. And I think the first blow was struck some time ago.
Not by me.
You don't wear innocence very well, Dan, so I'd stop trying if I were you.
Oh, now, Tina, I think that you are just a little too far away from innocent yourself to make any judgment on who can and who can't get away with it. Huh?
Just give me your answer and get out. Now, will you or will you not take this case?
Ben? Good you're back. Did Lori find you?
Lori?
Yeah, she went over to the King's Arms to look for you.
Why, is there some kind of emergency?
What about Vanessa?
Why all the questions?
Did you see her there?
Brian?
Did you?
No, what happened? What's going on?
Vanessa's at her old tricks again. It looks like she's taken Nancy and is holding her somewhere.
Why?
To get to you, Ben.
Wake up, Nancy. Nancy, wake up!
Ow!
If you don't want that to happen again, you'll sit up and talk to me. Welcome back.
Vanessa,
Oh, a brilliant observation.
how did I get here?
How is of no consequence to the true seeker of wisdom and power. The only thing that's important is the goal. How it's achieved doesn't make any difference.
You hit me. Why?
Sometimes the physical action is necessary to reinforce a mental reality.
I don't understand a word.
No?
Ow! Stop it!
Perhaps I will in time. Nancy, the reality I would like to impress upon you is that you are here to stay. You're mine for as long as I choose to keep you here.
I can't move my legs. What's wrong? You drugged me. You put something in that can of Coke, remember? You did. That's the only way you could have gotten me here.
Oh, I would have gotten you here eventually and very easily. However, time was of the essence, and I chose to use the most direct method. In Domi, we believe that how is unimportant to the true seeker of wisdom and knowledge.
Domi is a con game, and you are a fake.
Just keep telling yourself that.
Yeah, I will.
You know, Nancy, you're very lucky. You're about to witness a very real demonstration of my power.
Yeah, spare me, okay?
I might, if I can think of a useful purpose for you.
Not what I was talking about. What I meant was
I
that
know exactly what you meant. You know, even now you understand so little. The dullness of your mind is almost incomprehensible. Aren't you even the least bit curious as to why you're here?
why is as unimportant a question as how. Isn't that what we say?
That's very, very good, Nancy. You know, you're actual proof that even a blind man can stumble into the right room by accident. But you're right. The why is unimportant. Just rest assured in the knowledge that you are here to stay, and you're here for a very good reason. So just enjoy. It won't be long now.
Vanessa's holding Nancy somewhere to get to me?
That's what Lori thinks based upon what you've told her and things that Vanessa said.
All right, that's it. That's enough.
Ben, stay away from her.
Why?
If for no other reason than because Lori asked you to. That's why she's running all over Kingsley looking for you.
You just stay out of this, Brian.
Ben, would you look at yourself? You are ready to run right over to Vanessa's because you're angry, but you won't even listen to an honest request from your wife. That is just exactly what Vanessa wants you to do. You're playing right into her hands.
Oh, and you can say that with such conviction because you speak from experience, right?
Right.
Well, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, old buddy. But your experiences with Vanessa were a result of your own stupidity. Yeah, that's right. You stumbled blindly right into every problem you had with her because you never saw her for what she was.
What I did or didn't see isn't the issue here. What I see you doing is.
And your vision is so trustworthy, Brian.
Then what about Lori? She sees the same things that I do.
Well, I have problems with that, too.
What? What problems with the woman who loves you the most and only wants what's best for you? Now who's stumbling blindly?
I know what I'm doing.
Ben, what you are doing is running over to Vanessa's armed with what you think is righteous indignation. Well, let me tell you something, old buddy. Your righteousness is a little hard to believe because it's not righteousness at all. If you're really honest with yourself, you will admit that you're fascinated by her.
It's ridiculous. You are out of your mind.
You can insult me all you want, but I've seen too many moths fly into an open flame not to recognize where that kind of fascination leads to.
Okay, even if that was true, what about Nancy? According to you and Lori, she's in some kind of danger right now.
Any danger Nancy's in, she brought on herself. That's the price you pay for becoming involved with Vanessa.
No, you are contradicting yourself. I mean, you want to save me, but what about Nancy?
Vanessa's threat is empty. If you'll stay away, she'll get frustrated and drop the whole thing.
Can you guarantee that? I didn't think so.
Ben, now I chose to stay away from Vanessa because I recognized a weakness in myself. Now, I'm not saying you have that same weakness, but I do know you don't have the strength you need not to fight her.
You know, Tina, I think it is so interesting that, given the way you and I feel about each other, that we end up as allies.
Is that what you think we are?
Well, that's the polite word for it, yeah.
Does that mean that you're going to take this case?
Do I really have any choice?
Well, I don't think so, especially after our chat with the congressman. Then I never know when you're involved. There's always that element of doubt. When you're so much a slime, you're so obnoxiously devoid of any sense of responsibility. And incidentally, you're about as much an ally as a pusher on the street. You're providing a service for me, period.
Yeah, and that service happens to be securing your future with Vaughn. Now, if I were you, Tina, I would show me just a little more respect. Or you're going to find yourself in court with a lawyer who's maybe not doing his best on your behalf. And don't threaten me about Congressman Carruthers. He doesn't have time to sit and observe us. See, all I have to do is approach that bench, and with just one little inadvertent slip of the tongue, I can lose you your case inside 15 minutes. And you know that's true, don't you, Tina? Yeah, good. And as for our not being allies, well, I'm sure you don't care to see it that way because it doesn't fit with your simple-minded view of the world. But you and I, Tina, we are exactly the same. Slimy, obnoxious, immoral, huh? It's the whole 9 yards. I mean, you will do anything you have to do to get what you want, and so will I.
Get out.
Well, oh, now what's the matter? Did I say something that upsets you?
Drop me a line and let me know when it's time for me to appear in court, and I'll be there. Otherwise, I don't want to see you again.
No problem. You know what, Tina? It just occurred to me that this is one of those rare instances in life when the means to two completely separate goals are exactly the same. I mean, I really think that you and I ought to just stop and enjoy this a little more. You want Vaughn, I want Courtney. And using your child is the perfect way to accomplish all that.
What's going on here? And what are you doing here?
You say you called to Bedford again?
Yes, just a few minutes ago. And his secretary said that he came in and he went right back out.
With no idea of where he went?
None. And she gave him the message that I wanted him to call me, and she said he just wasn't interested.
Oh, great. Well, I'm the last thing you need in your life right now. Someone else asking you a lot of questions.
Oh, come on, Carla, don't be ridiculous. I am glad for your company.
Well, you know, when Mama told me about Nancy and Vanessa at the hotel and what she thought it might mean,
Carla, you do not need an excuse for being here. I'm so glad you're here. Okay?
Thanks.
So, you want something to drink or something?
No, I'm fine.
All right.
What now?
I guess we just sit and wait. Oh. You know, I almost went over to Vanessa's office, but I didn't think she'd be there. And then on the outside chance that she might be, I really don't think I'm up to it.
I wouldn't be so sure that she isn't there. You know, if there's one thing you can count on that woman doing, it's the unexpected. I mean, her office would be the last place you'd think to look for her, considering what she's up to, that is.
So you think I'm wrong? You think I should go over there?
I don't know. I think what I'm saying is, if you thought it would be easy if I went with you, I would be glad to go along.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Brian, hi.
Hi, I saw Ben just after you left.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're not interrupting, Brian. Come on, sit down. Brian, this is Carla Redlin, Carla Brian Graham.
Hello.
Hello.
So you saw Ben. What happened?
Jean Redlin's wife?
Yes.
That doesn't make any difference. Now, what did Ben say? Brian, where did he go?
Laurie, I really think that this is a family matter.
Brian, listen to me. Now, I am frightened, and I think that Ben is in more trouble than he realizes. Now, if there is anything that you know that would help, would you please tell me?
He went to see Vanessa at her office.
Didn't you tell him that I told him not to?
Yes, I'm sorry. I did everything that I could to stop him.
Carla, let's go.
No. Now don't make the same mistake that he did.
Brian, he is not prepared to deal with her.
And you are?
Well, more than he is, yes.
Well, maybe you're right, but let's be logical. He's probably already there. By the time you'd get there, he'd be gone. There's just no point in it. Like, we're probably just all overreacting. Like, he's gonna be fine. But if it'll make you feel better, I'll go check on him, okay?
So, Vaughn was right.
That's a first.
You're representing her in a paternity suit. Why? The why is none of your business, Courtney. I wasn't talking to you. I don't need your permission to speak. Neither does Stan.
Courtney, could we please go somewhere else and talk about this?
I want to talk about it now. Why are you representing her?
Oh, looks to me like she's got you on a pretty tight leash, Dan. I'm surprised.
Look, you just stay out of this, will you?
I'd like to. I'm just an innocent bystander.
What you are is a conniving, jealous tramp. You're using Dan to get at me, just like you used Vaughn.
You know, this may come as something of a shock to you, Courtney, but there are people in this world who do things for reasons that have nothing to do with you.
Well, see, now there's your big mistake, considering yourself a human being.
All right. That's enough from both of you.
Okay. I'll be quiet long enough to listen to your explanation. Now.
Tina came to me because she didn't have anyone else to turn to.
Dan, Tina hates you. She's said so at least 100 times. Besides, she's such good friends with Harold Webster. If she needed so much help, why didn't she go to him?
Oh, Harold Webster's too nice. I needed someone without any principles. I mean, let's face it, Courtney, when you think of scum, you think of Dan.
Hey, look, Tina, I don't need your help in
But
this.
You're so modest, Dan. You wouldn't dream of saying things about yourself that spring so easily to other people's
Knock
lips.
it off.
You're in the middle of managing a political campaign. You don't have time for something like
Yes,
this.
I do.
How?
Courtney, you are making comments about something you have no knowledge of. Now, can we
How are
please...
you paying for this?
Well, now that's our little secret, isn't it?
All right, that's it. I am not going to discuss this under these conditions. Courtney, I'm leaving. If you want to follow me, that's fine. If you don't want to follow me, that's fine, too. I'm gone.
If you're smart, you'll start looking for another lawyer.
Dr. Martin, how good of you to come.
Let's go, Nancy.
Ben, I can't. She's done something to my legs. I can barely move them.
Want another post-hypnotic suggestion?
Another one? I wasn't aware there was a first. Oh, are you possibly referring to your hand?
All right, come on, stand up. Stand up,
Yes,
Nancy, you can...
Nancy. Why don't you show the good doctor how easy it is?
I can barely move my legs, Ben. She's drugged me.
There isn't anything you won't stoop to, is there?
She has arrived at that point by her own doing. Her problems are all self-inflicted.
That's a lie.
Silence! But perhaps the good doctor would like to demonstrate how to overcome post-hypnotic suggestion. Oh, very good. There's still a lot of mobility in it, isn't there? But not much. It feels as if it's growing heavier. It feels like it's going to slip from your fingers. Think of what that hand used to be capable of, Ben. With a scalpel in it, you could cut open a body and expose parts of the body that hadn't been explored for centuries. That's all lost now. What's the matter, Ben? I thought you said you could fight this thing if you wanted to. What's the matter? Don't you want it badly enough? Ben, all you have to do is ask for my help and it's yours. Your hand can be whole again.
Never.
Don't be a fool. Don't you realize everything that I am offering you is beyond your wildest expectations? This is just the smallest example of what I'm really capable of.
Nothing. This is all a mind game. It's a trick.
Is it? Does it hurt, Ben? Is the pain a trick? How long can you endure it, Ben? An hour? 2, perhaps? Day, a week? How about forever? It can be arranged easily. End this, Ben. End this and come with me. Join me.
Nancy, if you can't walk, I'll carry you.
Leave her alone! When are you going to learn?
What do you want?
You. Totally. Renounce everything you've known. Renounce your faith.
Will you pray with me?
Yes. Let's kneel.
Yeah. Father, thank you that you're faithful even when we're unfaithful. God, I pray for my lack of faith and for Ben's. And I ask you to forgive us and see us through this. God, I ask you to protect him and deliver him from evil.
Deliver him from Vanessa Fazan's power. Because he just doesn't see it, Lord. He just doesn't.
Let the power of Jesus fall on Ben. And let him know the strength that's to be found there.
Yes, God.
And help him to call on it in that name.
Please, God. Please, God.
There's no way out except through me, Ben. You're just postponing the inevitable.
This isn't real. None of this is happening.
Oh, yes, it is. This is very real. This is the most immediate reality you've ever experienced. But it is the last pain you will ever have to feel. Think about it, Ben. You'll never have to be disappointed or hurt again.
Help me.
That's why I'm here.
Oh, dear God, where are you?
God! You had the nerve to call upon him after what you've done to him? You are the bravest man I've ever met. God, he abandoned you because you have abandoned him over and over and over. But he's so far away now, man. He can't hear you, but I can. Don't fight me anymore. Don't resist. Don't go back to your God.